Right now, when you spend $40 USD or more on prettyfeelings.com, you'll get this special edition amethyst sharp scratcher. This has more pointed ends than a traditional amethyst, and it feels so amazing. Thank you to everyone who has and is going to support my small business in 2025. It means the world to me. Now relax and enjoy. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Welcome to your glove and shoe fitting today. We're going to be making some custom maps of your hands and your feet. This will help us in our efforts to create some custom hand and footwear for you. Okay?
Perfect. I'm very excited.
We're very excited to have you in, and we have not seen you before, so we're going to do a really thorough measuring today.
Okay.
The first thing I'd like to do is start with the hands, and if you don't mind, just gently placing them for me. So I am keeping eye, and I do notice that you have extension of the nails, and so we will want to accommodate for that if this is normal for you.
I do typically have them on, and they are fairly long.
Okay, and of course we're doing evening wear gloves as well,
Yes.
so that makes sense that you're going to have your nails done, so we'll accommodate for that length in the glove itself. And we will leave a little bit of space in case you ever want to go longer, but it's not going to be an overwhelming amount of fabric. If you don't mind, I'm just going to roll up here and here. And for length of the gloves, we can talk about that a little bit at the end, but we'll probably get till about here just in case. We can do just more of a driving glove length, or we can do more of an evening wear glove length.
Sounds good.
Okay, checking the hands for any other irregularities or things to notice. You have all 10 fingers, which is, not good or bad, just a fact. We can do gloves with any amount of fingers. Okay, and I'm just slightly shifting each finger. Just relax, as comfortable as you can be. And I'll have you flip your palms over for me. Again, examining for any obvious signs that we need to accommodate. I'm not seeing that. Your hands look very healthy and normal, and you can put them back down. So the next thing I'd like to do is ask about any special accommodations for the hands. So this would be things like range of motion or past injuries, or things where you may have like a brace on or something like that. Is that an issue for you at all?
Not typically. I do work on a computer quite a bit, so I can get like some pain in my thumb. Not so bad that I've ever had to wear a brace. So
How about swelling? Okay. Is this sort of the typical feeling in your hands, or do you have days of swollenness?
Not usually. I would say my fingers in general are on the thicker side, but otherwise they don't tend to swell up.
As long as this is the norm, it doesn't really matter what size the fingers are. We'll just accommodate to your normal. All right, so I'm going to remove the pillow just for now.
Okay.
I'll just set that to the side so that I can trace the hand. And which hand is your dominant hand?
I am right-handed.
Okay, so please leave this one here. You can relax that one back. So I do this for a couple of reasons. One, it makes a really nice template for me to record some notes in. And two, it does give us the basic shape of the hand and the wrist. So I'm just going to position you here. And tracing along, for now, just the hand lines themselves. I'm going to exclude the nails and we'll add those in. This isn't going to be perfect. We're going to take exact measurements. This is for general visual and again for recording.
Okay.
Have you ever had custom clothing or shoes, gloves made for you before?
I have made a couple pieces of my own, but I've never had anything aside from maybe getting something tailored. This is my first time.
Okay. So I'm going to make little marks at the tippy tops of the nails. And I see they're in an almond shape, so we can Is that the shape you tend to gravitate
yeah,
towards?
typically.
Okay, and to make 2 marks by the wrist. Okay. And if you don't mind, I want you to extend your hand out as far as it will go, and keeping the palms straight, and then place the hands down. And we're going to make marks for that as well. This allows us to see how much fabric accommodation we need, and then crunch them in nice and close. And we'll make marks as those as well, because we want to make sure we don't have too much fabric. Avoid the bunching. Okay, relax. So you can leave your hand there, but I'm going to move this to this area. So, these nails. Those are nails. This is clothes. Okay, now the fun begins. The measuring. So we'll start on the wrist. We'll work our way up. So this one's fun because we get to use a little tool. There we go. It's going to get tighter on the wrist.
That's very good.
Yeah, very nifty. Okay. Great. And we'll do one up a little further, just there. So you feel the same. And then we'll get tighter. Great. And that is normal tapering for the arm, so it's exactly what we'd expect to see. All right, next up, we're going to get finger length. So our hands and our feet will continue to grow a little bit as we get older, and you already have a built-in little mark for me, which is awesome. So I'm going to use that. First measuring just where on the wrist this is. For the wrist bone, which is really nice and easy to feel. Okay, and I'm going to use that because, it makes my job easier. Built-in mark. And again, just measuring to the tip of the hands. Next, 2. You've got nice, lovely long fingers as well. I've got very stubby fingers, but that's...
I think the nails are a little bit of an illusion.
Okay, well, either way, they look lovely. Okay, and next we're going to get a palm length. So first movement here is right across the wrist and the crux of the thumb. And then if you flip over for me, we're going to get across the hand. get just the palm length as well. So just taking it there to here, to the first base of the finger. I think a little bit of embroidery would look really lovely on the palm for you as well, on the hand, base of the hand.
I love embroidery.
We can definitely do that. Okay, for the fingers, we measure just a little bit different. Got these ring sizers. And let's see, I want to get the base of the finger. It's a little big. So the thumb is obviously going to be the biggest. Let's see, we can probably go one more. Yeah, that's probably best, right? Okay. So this is 11.
You have a good eye. You're very close.
I've been doing this a long time, so. Okay, and I'm going to guess the next one's pretty similar. Really actually maybe one bigger. But I think pretty much the same. Yeah, I think that's good. This one's going to be too big. Go a little smaller. Yep, that feels nice. And then we're going to shrink way down here. So let's shrink down. I think I might have got that on the first try. Does that feel okay?
It does, yeah.
Okay. And then smaller, even still, the pinky. Yeah, nice. Okay. And then I'm going to go just to the second knuckle as well, because this can sometimes be bigger. Usually it's not an issue here. We've got the tapering, but let's see. I think this is going to be way too big, yeah. Still too big. There you go. So you don't have particularly protruding knuckles. That can definitely happen for people who have a little bit more swelling or just perhaps just born that way. But these are, your knuckles are pretty slender, so I'm not expecting any major shift with them. That's good. I guess it's about the same, yep. Gotta go smaller here. And then this one's going to be tiny, tiny. Oh, that's too big. There we go. Oh, great, great. So the last thing I need to do is to measure the finger length. To do this, I actually want you to flip around your hands because it'll just help me see better from the nails.
Okay.
And we're looking, again, just at the finger length. So we're looking from the first to the last joint. I know it seems a bit chaotic, but there is a method to the madness. Okay, you can go ahead and relax that hand. So we are going to move on now to the other side, and we're going to do all those steps again. We'll move a little bit faster simply because I'll basically just, if it's the same,
Okay.
I won't mark it. So that one can relax. And again, I'll go around the hand. point. Okay. So the hands do look relatively symmetrical, but now we have to just make sure. So actually, let's do the same. Go ahead and replace your hands. I think I do want to get the inward and outward length per side. Find the exact spot. Okay, and so can you go out as far as you can go and place them back down? Do that. And in nice and tight. Okay, now you can take it out. So this one is not as friendly to me with a little freckle, so I'm gonna
I can take these off too.
It's okay, they're fine. I'm just gonna shift these down and pick a point here. We'll just work right off the bone. So that wrist bone. Start with the wrist length. Okay. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to work a little bit faster this time just because I know what I'm doing.
It's interesting to watch the method.
Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating work and I love to do it. Everybody's hand is different, so it's always a different challenge. Let's flip the hands. We're going to do the same thing over with just the fingers themselves. And out as far as you can. Thank you. I'll just do the knuckle while we're here. Same with the knuckle. This one's giving me trouble. I think that's a little big, so I'm going to do a half size there. Couldn't quite find the perfect fit. There isn't always the exact. That's pretty good though. That's pretty good as well. I'm redeeming myself. Like I said, it keeps it interesting that it's always a challenge. So this side so far is actually small, quite a bit smaller.
Okay.
That's common with your non-dominant hand. You just don't have the same amount of muscle tone.
My left hand is very, very weak, so.
Okay, well, I'm seeing that here. No, it doesn't necessarily equate to weakness. It's just about use and muscle tone and what your hand's activity is like. So, if you're using your right hand to write, to hold things, to lift things, you're gonna have some more muscle mass there. That's just the way it is. Tiny little pinky finger here. There we go. Just a 3. All right. So yeah, you can kind of see. So the pinky's kind of similar side to side, 3 and 7. But here we have 6, and sorry, this is supposed to be 8. So versus 10. That's good for your measurements. I want you to lay both hands out now. We're going to test some symmetry. So both hands as wide as possible. There you go. And we're just going to see if there's any significant changes side to side. There is not between the first and second finger. There is a slight flexibility difference between the second and third finger. I'd say that's pretty much the same. Okay, and now close them nice and tight. And I'd say that's pretty much the same too. We've got normal tapering and then release, which is typical of a healthy hand. I'm not feeling any drastic shifts, changes. Okay, I'm going to have you pull your hands out a little further. Put this down. And I want to just do the same thing to your wrists. Here, here, all the way up to here if we do the long gloves, and normal tapering. Okay. So I have some color options here. We're just gonna, these are just some of our shoelace examples,
Okay.
but they will give us a good sense of what colors look good with your hands. So we're gonna just test out each color. So I'm not loving the red. I think it washes you out just a little bit. Same with the orange. The pink could be complementary. It does kind of match your skin tone. There's a little bit of pink undertones here, so I'm gonna put that in the maybe pile. I'm not a big fan of the gray, are you? It's kind of not, it doesn't pop.
Makes me a little gray.
Yeah. The blue is kind of nice. It's very bright. We might want to look at some different warmths of this blue, but I'm going to say maybe for that one. There's a lighter blue. I mean, that's okay. I think it kind of cools you down a bit. So we have lots of different fabrics that we can do the gloves with. This is just, again, me just getting a preliminary. Let's see which book to bring out. What do you think about the white?
I do kind of like it.
I agree. It's a little bright.
It's just a little bit.
Don't love it. I mean, that does look nice. The dark looks nice. I think that's too same as your skin tone. I like a bright bottle of yellow, but it might be a little much for gloves. I actually think I like this blue better than this blue.
I think so too.
So I'll pull some fabric swatch options. I mean, we pulled essentially pastels and essentially a couple of lighter shades, a couple of darker shades, but all very either neutral or pastel. So I'm going to pull, and this honestly looks just like the nail color. So I'm going to pull some swatches. We'll send you home with a swatch book that are in these colors, and there'll be different patterns, different fabrics rather. So we have things like suede gloves, we have faux fur gloves, we don't work with any real fur, but we do have faux fur, and we have things like leather, satin, pretty much anything you can think of. Is there any fabric that you are either allergic to or your skin doesn't love?
I'm not allergic to anything per se. I do have eczema.
Okay. So maybe something like a wool, something more scratchy.
I tend to go towards like more natural fabrics for sure.
Okay. We'll try, but like a fine wool. So we could possibly do like a merino wool or a cashmere. We'll stay away from all things like polyester.
Yeah, I tend to avoid synthetics for sure.
Possibly.
Cashmere sounds nice.
Yeah, cashmere or like a cotton that's like really, really high thread count cotton, so it's nice and soft on the skin. Okay. Let me record that. So we have 6, 12, 13, 14, 26. For our colors, pastels, neutrals. If you have any colors of outfits or examples of colors that you might want to wear gloves with, that would be really helpful as well. But again, we'll send you home with some swatches. You can kind of spend some time feeling them and getting a sense, and just email us back with what you're feeling. Okay. So it'll take a good 2 to 4 weeks to get the initial fabric back, which is going to essentially be a fitting fabric. So you'll put it on your hands, we'll adjust as needed, we'll take it back, and then we'll do it in the final fabric. But we do everything by hand here, so it just takes a little time. Okay.
Okay, that's totally fine.
Any questions for me?
I don't think so.
Okay. So I think we're going to do a shoe fitting as well, right? So go ahead and we'll send you next door, and we'll do that there.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Perfect.